Hello everybody, I'm here with Sable again, and I want to talk a little bit more about what else we can do to get Sable to come out of her proverbial shell a little bit. She is a 6-year-old warm blood mare that has had some training, but unfortunately it has caused her to go what I call more and more inward, meaning that when pressure is applied, or if somebody's asking her to do something like to move off of the leg or go forward or trot for any length of time, she sooner or later will just go into more and more shutdown mode and just stop and just won't react to anything anymore that the rider would try to ask her to do. And so we've had her checked. She has no ulcers to speak of, really. She doesn't have any problems with her ovarian situation, no cysts, no inflammation, and everything else seems to be fine. So we're talking, I think, in the bigger picture, we're talking about a behavioral reshaping that we're attempting to do with her. My goal is for Sable to come into the arena and just not to think, oh my God, what's going to happen today? And, just kind of go into her little kind of inward, tense, kind of inaccessible mode where you can just walk around with her and she'll come, but it's not really joyful, and she'll stop a lot of times. So that's what we've been starting to do this morning. Again, we've just been hand walking her for about 15 minutes here and just asking her to keep her feet moving, like I've done in one of my previous videos with her, and just saying we're not doing anything highly aerobic or intense, but underneath it all, we move when I say so. And in the smallest little way, 1 foot, 2 feet, a little bit of walk, a little bit backward, a little bit forward, all those good things. And so the next step of that is for me to introduce her to the Touchier whip. And then Touchier whip means a touch. It's a touching tool, not a punishing tool or anything to really control her, but to say, when I touch, I would like you to move in that place, right? And so we've been playing a little bit with that, and with her, with Sable, it's been a little bit. I'm just going to show you here. Touch a little bit. There you go. That's all I want, like one little lift, right? But you could see how she's swishing her tail when I'm asking for that. So it's not totally joyful yet. I'm going to do it one more time. Ask. Good girl. So, and that's all. And then, she gets a moment to either, look away or, just process. And then I might go and, I just have a bridle on her right now and very gently go back to her hind leg and touch here and see if we can get a little bit of a response here. Come, come, come. So, come. She's thinking about it. There it is. Right? And that is the beginning of saying yes to these little invitations that I have for her. And I'm going to try it on the front again, on the other side. A little bit of thank you. That's it. All I want is a little bit of movement on the leg that I'm touching. And I'm right now touching right above what most people call the knee, but really it is, there you go. Very good. Just sort of on her upper arm here. And then I'm going to go into the back again one more time. Ask her back here with her right hind leg, if I can have a little bit of movement there. Yep. And again, you can see it's a little bit of a here. But that's totally fine with me right now. I'm just happy that, we can come to these little, what I call micro agreements, and we're going to do a little bit more of that. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go take her down the fence line here and do just a little bit of leg yielding on the ground with her, just to mobilize her, because I have two different things always in the back of my mind. I want her to start to move herself and become more flexible on a lateral side to side way, to get rid of tension that way. And then I want her to stretch forward downward, longitudinally, so that we can engage muscle groups that are tight and tense from just holding herself for quite a length of time in her previous situations, and so that we are starting to have actual possibility for relaxation, which there hasn't been that much, as far as I can tell, of that. When she trotted off the first few times off just a dually halter, I could see how she was like, really, there was a huge amount of space between the hind legs tracking up to the front feet, and even, there was nothing on her. And so we're trying to, reorganize all of that. And I'm just going to go and see what she says today about all of these different things. I'm just going to go take her down the fence line here for a moment. And I think she's a little bit in a little sleepy mode here. So we're going to engage her first. Go straight with me a little bit. Come on, my good girl. So. And then I might come and turn around here and take her a little bit this way. And we're just going to go and see how she feels about a little bit of going on a little bit of an angle down the fence line here. Just a little bit of crossing of the legs. As you can see, you know, this is still sort of the beginning stages of everything, but it is something that, you know, we can do, and then we're going to stop and breathe and say that was good. Thank you so much. Now we're going to do a little bit to the other side. So I'm going to wait for me. And she's actually not opposed to this. This is kind of interesting to her, I can tell. You know, other horses take much longer. This is only, I want to say, maybe the third time that we're doing this together. And you can tell there's a little bit of tail swishing, but not bad overall. She's going to let me direct her, especially with the, you know, Touchier whip now being a little bit more part of what she understands to be as a guidance tool. And then we're going to go do it one more time the other way. Good girl. Very good girl. Always pet, always take breaks in between. You know, these things never have to be long, drawn-out affairs. They're just something that you'd say to your horse if you have something similar to work on or to work with. You're going to say to her, obviously to this side is a little bit harder. That's always the natural thing. One side is a little bit easier, but we're not going to make a big fuss about it. We're just going to go and say, hey, how about this? How about that a little bit? There you go. And that's all I want to show you right now. I don't want to do too many repetitions and talk too much about that, but that's just another example of the type of little steps that we're taking to breaking things down for her into more digestible and more agreeable pieces that we can do together. And